Yeah, we're gonna let the beatings begin one more again, man. One more again. Check it out, y'all. Big Mike coming at you live and direct. Max City Limits Radio Show coming at you, chiming in one time for your mind, baby. Ah, man, hot off the presses, y'all. Hot off the presses. Started not to do this show, but the world needs me, man. The world needs me more than ever, Jack. Even though we a small channel over here, we do what we do, man. We cannot allow the low IQ to run the asylum, bro. We can't do it, man. So that's what we gonna do, man. We gonna get on here and we gonna correct some things that I see out there, because the writing's on the wall, man. Black folks, your goose is cooked. The dumbing down process has been so thorough that, like I done told y'all, man, these Negroes cannot think their way out of a wet paper bag, man. They can't seem to do it, man. I'm looking at you, Silly D. Silly D, man. I'm wondering myself, man. All the while I was listening to the Ghetto Boys that I was lied to. I was under the impression that Silly D was from the streets, man. I was under the impression that he knew what he was talking about when he was talking about prison and violence and gangs and dope and all that. It can't be that he's been lying to me this whole time, man. I thought that this brother actually knew what he was talking about. I thought this brother's from the streets, man. Man, he been lying to me, y'all. Silly D been lying to me. Now, why do I say that, man? Because I'm like, how is it that Silly D? Let me backtrack. Let me back up. If y'all didn't know, the so-called video came out today, or was it yesterday? I'm not sure. But I mean, I didn't really need to see it, but it is what it is. Everyone has seen it now. So now, Silly D, I mean, everybody who is on the pro-black side, they coming out, they doing their Jedi mind tricks. They're trying to convince everybody, the audience, that, see, it does show him getting jumped. It does show him getting jumped. Crazy. The most ultimate gaslight job ever. Like, man, you don't see nobody getting jumped, man. So it's like, yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm like, what are you looking at, Silly D? What are you looking at? When have you ever seen someone so-called get jumped and it lasts for 4 seconds? And you can't even see what's happening, man. I mean, 4 seconds is too long. And you looking at that so-called grainy footage, man, with the shadows moving and stuff. And I'm like, man, that ain't no jumping, man. Trust me when I tell you, man, Big Mike being in the streets for the longest and doing security. Look, if someone was getting jumped, there'd be a whole lot of jitterbugging going on under that tent, man. There'd be a whole lot of activity going on under that tent. If you want to talk about someone really getting jumped on, yeah, man. Not only the people will be active that's involved in the jumping. Of course, the person that's getting jumped, he gonna be active. But not just that. The people that's around the area, they gonna be spruced up as well. They gonna be hyped up as well. Yeah, man. I done seen it. Yeah, man. I'm like, what kind of jumping scenario, a jumping environment is this? I'm like, Silly D, he must not have ever been in no violent situations, man. Yeah, I know about him boxing, man, but still, in a street setting, has Silly D ever seen it go down in the streets? How could he actually see it go down in the streets and he can't even discern when someone is getting jumped and when someone's having a one-on-one with somebody? Believe you me, Jack, I can tell when somebody getting jumped. I can discern when someone having a one-on-one. Yeah, man, I'm looking at this coat, man, from these so-called pro-blacks. that's putting the battery in you young Negroes' backs, telling you that it's perfectly okay, perfectly permissible for you to go ahead and use deadly force on someone if you get shoved. And you know what? My thing is this, man. Besides the point that someone will lose their life because they listening to Silly D, I mean, I kind of welcome it, because if you listening to that and you rocking with that, you deserve to go away for a long time, man. You're doing the world a favor. That's right, Jack. You're doing the world a favor by doing something that stupid, that egregious, and locking your ass up for 50, 60 years. I ain't got no problems with that, but aside from the fact that, yeah, you would mess around and you would grievously hurt and injure someone else's family because of your irrational thought process. Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you, boy, the gaslight is crazy. Stopped in and checked out Tariq Nasheed. Yeah, man, he gaslighting his folks, man. Silly D, he gaslighting his folks. And you know, it's real simple, man. If you really want to know what's going down, if you really want to know the scuttlebutt, all you got to do is go to the source, man. You need to go to police officers. You need to go to corrections officers. You need to go to security specialists. You need to go to lawyers. You need to ask all of these people about use of force and stand your ground and self-defense. That's the way you do that. You don't listen to Tariq or Silly D. The Negro, man, you can't fix stupid, dog. You cannot fix stupid. But you know what? Even if you do ask someone who like may be a lawyer, you can't really trust some of them too, because what we have right now with this Carmelo Anthony thing, man, you got some black lawyers that's on this team, that's on this squad, that's supposed to be advocating for Carmelo. And many of these people, whether they be spokespersons or whether they be lawyers that's getting in on the grift, many of them have criminal records, or they have been disbarred. They've been excommunicated because of shady practices. Yeah, and these are the individuals that's telling you that it's cool what Carmelo did. No, you need to get someone that's reputable, someone who still has their reputation intact. That's what you need to do, Negro. That's what you need to do. I'm extremely disgusted with the thought process of these Negroes out here, man. I was like listening to these shows with Tariq and Silly D, and I really love to go through the comment section, man. In the comment section, oh my God, it was so many mental midgets in that comment section, man. See what they was doing, like, well, one thing I gotta do, let me go ahead and give Silly D his props on this one. Silly D actually had Dennis Sperling, a real bona fide lawyer, on there. And Dennis was really trying to be patient, and he was trying to be even keeled, and he was trying to be neutral. And the people in the comment section, all they had was their ass to kiss for Dennis Sperling, man. Dennis Sperling was trying to enlighten these idiots about the law. But Negroes don't care about the law. They too much in their fifis and in their feelings, man. So pretty much everything that Dennis Sperling said went over their head. And all they was like, coon, Tom, sellout, Sambo. I mean, you could pretty much tell the IQ of an individual that retorts in that way, man. Just like on my page, man. Yeah. Let me tell y'all something. Under this video right here, if I'm rubbing you raw and you come back with a slur, a Uncle Tom, a coon, a Sambo, I'm just going to delete your shit and I'm just going to ban you. That's what I'm going to do, man. We don't entertain. We do not suffer fools over here, man. But if you got a legitimate criticism, you really want to debate a brother, you know, I'm not going to go ahead and delete your comment and ban you, man, because we have a difference of opinion. I ain't going to do that, man. But if you a low IQ Negro and You can't really formulate words or sentences or paragraphs. You can't come up with a coherent rebuttal. And all you can do is throw slurs. Yeah, you about to get banned. You about to get erased and put into the phantom zone, dog. That's what's happening to you. Yeah, we do not entertain, we do not suffer fools over here in Mac City, baby. We ain't gonna do it, man. It ain't happening. But nah, man, shout out to Dennis Sperling, man, for trying to educate those ignorants over there, man. It's crazy, man. He is trying his best to save you Negroes, man. He's trying to give you right knowledge. He's trying to give you the correct way to handle these things. And all you can do is give him your ass to kiss, man. That's why, look, man, it is what it is. Many will be called, but few will be chosen. Yo. Then let me go back to week. And then one of these other things I was speaking on, man, we was talking about the Daniel Penny versus the Carmelo Anthony and stuff. And once again, unless you have actually done the job, unless you have done the security work, unless you've actually done it, you really can't speak on it, man. Because I had some dude in my comment section trying to tell me some stuff that I had already expressed in my video. It was just like, you do know that a chokehold, you can't really use that in real life because of the UFC. They can tap out. I'm like, yeah, that was the point I was trying to make. I was trying to give you the continuum or the process of the chokehold. The chokehold can be used, which I said in my video. You can use it to put someone to sleep. You can use it to subdue them without putting them to sleep. Or you can actually send them to the upper room. That's the beauty of the grappling arts. That is the beauty of judo. That is the beauty of jiu-jitsu. Yeah. I kind of expressed that in the video, but he thought he was saying something profound by telling me, well, they can tap out. I'm like, yeah. That pretty much defeats your argument saying that a chokehold is always deadly force. It's not always deadly force. Even if the person doesn't tap out, a person that knows what he's doing, he knows how dangerously close he is to tapping someone out. And he'll stop right before the point of no return. Or maybe we could just use some common sense, man, which ain't too common in Negro circles. If you give someone a choice, if you say, look, behind two doors, you got one, you got a collegiate wrestler, and door number two, you got a maniac with a 4-inch serrated blade. And your job is to go and pick one of the doors to go into and come out alive. Which door are you going to choose? Now, given the slow, ridiculous thought process and logic of these new fangled Negroes out there that's rocking with Carmelo Anthony, they're going to choose the door with the person that has the 4-inch serrated blade. Why? Because that so-called wrestler with that chokehold is just as scary. And I say to you, no, it ain't. No, that's definitely apples and oranges. It's not as scary. But in order to substantiate and support their ridiculous argument, yeah, they're going to say, I'll choose the blade. No, you wouldn't. If you had a choice between going in with a wrestler and someone with a blade, no, you're not going to choose the blade. You're going to choose the wrestler. You're going to choose that all day, every day. And there you have it, man. You have someone who is delusional. No doubt. These black folks out here have lost their goddamn mind. They are delusional. They're trying so hard. They're grasping for straws. They're trying so hard to make their narrative reality that they'll sit up there with a straight face and they'll tell you that they would rather jump into a room with a maniac with a 4-inch serrated blade than a collegiate wrestler. You more scared of getting choked than getting gutted like a pig with that goddamn blade. Nah, man. They're ignorant. They're just flat out ignorant, my brother. Flat out ignorant. And you can pretty much tell just how ignorant someone is, man. Just like when I watch these police videos, man, and I be seeing the YNs, they get surrounded by a lot of cops. You know, they got about 8, 9 cops surrounding them or whatever. And especially if it's like a female, the female be tripping. She'd be like, why it take all y'all just to be around me? I'm a woman. I'm a woman. Why is it all y'all just against me? Wow. You know, I mean, it's just not women, man. It's just black folks in general, man. That's ignorant, stupid, ain't got 2 brain cells to rub together, man. And they don't be realizing, man, that all that show of force is not necessarily there to actually be used. You know what I mean? It's not really like case in point, man. When I was working in the joint, man, and you know, if we had to actually go in and get somebody, we wouldn't do it like 1 or 2, because basically what we might have to do, we might have to pull out that stick and work your ass over in order to get you to calm down. Yeah, we could end up fracturing your skull, breaking your arms, breaking your limbs, giving you concussions or whatever. But if we go in with like 5 or 6 dudes, right? That's merciful. That's mercy on your black ass, son. That's mercy on your black ass. Because one person can grab your arm, the other person can grab your arm, the other person can grab your leg, the other person can grab your leg. Then we can all sit down on you. And then once we do that, then we can cuff you. That's a much better way to deal with you than just me by myself or 2 dudes. Because you don't want to act right, we're going to have to sit your ass down and we're going to beat you senseless with these sticks. So any convict that's worth his salt, man, that would see, I got 2 in here, or I got 1 in here. The 2 or the 1 pretty much guarantees you probably going to end up going to the hospital. But if you got a whole bunch of COs, man, if they do their job correctly, yeah, if you got about 5 or 6 of them, there's very little chance of you coming out of there maimed. The same way with like the chokehold, man. It's been many a time I've used the chokehold to be merciful on dudes, man. Been a couple of times I was locked up in the cell with some dudes, man. They didn't want to act right. Boy, woo-wee. I hit them with that head and arm choke, boy. Hit them with the head and arm, man. The head and it was head and arm and the rear naked. Night, night. And you know what? That was merciful. That was mercy. Put him to sleep. You know, I gave him some milk and cookies. It was much better than me taking out my stick and beating their ass. Yeah, man. And then after they went night-night, you know, I called assistants. And we had 2 or 3 other officers come in and we cuff and stuff them. And they still snoring. They still out. There's a couple times where there was one time I thought I went too far. I ain't gonna front. I thought I went too far. Like, man, I hope I ain't killed this dude, man. But it is what it is. If you struggling, if you ain't gonna submit, you're gonna have to go bye-bye. Yeah, you're gonna have to go bye-bye, son. So yeah, it's a mixed bag of tricks, man, when you're dealing with this use of force, you're dealing with chokeholds, you're dealing with blades. You know, I'm looking at Silly D, he looking at this video, trying his best to save face, even though you can clearly see clear as day, ain't nobody being jumped. I'm like, man, ain't nobody being jumped on this video, man. And then, like I said, his low IQ listeners, they buying what he's selling, hook, line, and sinker. Man, but like I said, I give Willie D his props on actually having Dennis Sperling on there, because Dennis Sperling, you know, he was giving them pushback, and he was giving them nothing but the facts, man. He was giving them nothing but the facts of the case. Every time Dennis would hit him with the facts of the case, Silly D is like, but wait a minute, what if, we ain't dealing with what if, Silly D. We dealing with the facts of the case. We dealing with what we see on video. Silly D talking about, but what if someone else actually had a video? And there's got to be another video. Well, if someone has another video, then you need to get it produced. Other than that, this is what you got. Other than that, your boy Carmelo Anthony, he's done for. Because he definitely ain't speaking on his own behalf. Man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. And you know what the crazy thing is? I think the craziest thing about this is me doing what I do, or doing what I've been doing all my life, man. I've done nothing but try and help brothers out that's in the system, man. Whether they in the system or out of the system, I've tried nothing but righteousness, man, with the young brothers, man. And just talking to the brothers, and they was always telling me, like, man, while you out there, Big Mike, man, try and educate the brothers on this and educate the brothers on that. Let them know not to come on in here, this, that, and the third. It is crazy, man, because when you do that, the Negro don't do nothing but give you his ass to kiss, man. You know, he can't see that this is, I'm trying to help you. Silly D and Tariq, they putting a battery in your back and they giving you bad information. And when you go ahead and you act out, and when you do something that is totally irrational, that is against the law, and then you end up doing 50 years behind bars, don't say I didn't warn you, man. Don't say Big Mike. Don't say Dennis Sperling. Don't say any of these lawyers out here that's worth their salt didn't try and educate you on these things, man. And you bringing up all this other stuff, you know, well, these white boys did this, they got away with it. Well, go ahead, keep concentrating on what the white boys do, and keep trying to do what the white boys do. Keep trying to tell you, unless you willing to just do the basic things right in life, you're not going to be able to do what the white boys do. If you can't just settle down with a decent woman, create the basic unit of civilization, which is the family. If you can't go ahead and get you a decent job, trade, or education, so you can make you some money, so you can be an entrepreneur, so that you can go ahead and buy you some representation in politics, so you can lobby like everybody else does, then guess what? You just ass out. Because you think life is a rap video. And it ain't. You're going to forever be at the behest and kneeling at the altar of white folks and Jews and Asians. But no, you want to listen to Silly D and Tariq. Yeah. All right. Okay. But they do it, but the white folks do it. White folks got their shit together. There's another thing, man. I wish you Negroes would stop talking about this revolution, this race war. That's the funniest thing ever right there when I'm listening to y'all, man, talking. Y'all talking this race war stuff. I do understand that wars they're logistically based. See, a lot of y'all thinking, you know, a race war is just, you know, get you some guns and some bullets. No, it's not just that, man. No, logistics, man. You got your beans, your bullets, and your band-aids. In order to run some sort of war, some sort of counter-revolution, man, you're going to have supplies. And you Negroes don't have any supplies, you know? I done told y'all a couple episodes back, you don't know how to farm, you don't know how to fish, you don't know how to hunt, you don't know how to purify water, you don't know shit. I give you a week tops when the revolution pop off, when you do this so-called race war. You will be begging white folks to come back. Please, Mr. Charlie, please turn that EBT back on. Yeah. Check that out, man. Understand that. We got Negroes out there whining and crying when the EBT get cut off. These are very ones talking about a race war. I can't take it. I can't take it, man. You are so entertaining. These Negroes are so entertaining, man. Yeah. Yeah. We gonna rise up. We gonna turn up. How you gonna do that with no EBT? You gonna be hungry. You gonna be hungry. You gonna be thirsty. Yeah, you might have a chopper. Yeah, you might have a Draco. Yeah. What good is that gonna do? Like I said, once that stomach start grumbling. Yeah, man. So at any time when the dominant society really see you acting an ass, they just turn off your food and your water and your electricity, your power. Y'all need to stop, man. Just stop it, man. Stop embarrassing yourself, bruh. And right now, you got some slow ass Negro right about now mad at me. You taking the white folks. You bootlicking the white folks. I'm just giving you the facts, man. Nigga, you don't know how to farm. You don't know how to fish. You don't know how to purify water. You don't know how to hunt. You don't know none of that shit. And you talking about you want a war. You want a race war. Yeah. Okay. Have at it, son. Have at it. But yeah, it's just really interesting. It's really funny watching these so-called pro-blacks, man, lie and gaslight they folks, man. Lie and gaslight they audience in order to try and save face. That video don't show nobody getting jumped, man. And you's an idiot, man, if you actually still over there listening to these fools lie to your face. Man. All right, y'all. Big Mike coming at you live and direct, Maxi Limits Radio Show. Doing what I do. Big Mike is the real deal, man. If you want to listen to somebody that knows about this topic and its subject, it ain't Tariq Nasheed, and it ain't goddamn Silly D. Okay? You're going to have to listen to somebody that's actually put in the work. So if you ain't going to listen to Big Mike, like I said, you need to find you a cop. You need to find you a corrections officer. You need to find you people that's done some security work. You need to listen to lawyers. You need to do listening and some studying with people that's actually put in the work and done the work. I know that's a foreign concept to the Negro mind, but you have to do the due diligence, man. You have to study up on the topic. Not listening to internet fucking fools. Yeah. Once again, man, shout out to everybody out there that's got their head screwed on right. Shout out to everybody out there, man, that's trying to save these young black boys, man, from feeding the prison industrial complex. Shout out to everybody that's not selling they folks out, man, just for some clicks and some views. Man, one love to everybody, man. Like I said, it's a thankless job, but somebody got to do it. The slow and the low IQ, they are running the asylum, but we can remedy that, man. We got to have a lot more brave souls out there that come out and dare the idiocracy to make their move. Make your next move your best move, idiocracy. Yeah, we ain't about to, man. We ain't slowing down. We ain't about to let the low IQ run this, man. No doubt. So Big Mike coming at you live and direct, Maxi Limits Radio Show.